Alright, hi everybody. This is episode 2 of the Palmerstation Podcast. With you as always is your two horrible yet humble hosts. You got me, Ian, and my co-host here.
Tony, you best.
You best. You best believe. But, this week we got a special fantastic episode for you guys. I'm sure you'll enjoy it because we've got some great news talk, some current things going on, as well as a wonderful in-depth review of, as we stated last week in our last episode, the Hyrule Historia book.
I can't believe it's already been a week.
Yeah, well, not technically according to our recording schedule right now, but when you're listening to this, it'll be a week, because I'm going to release this exactly a week after I put up the last episode. But not really, because I'm impatient, so I'll put it up now.
Glorious.
Oh yeah. Not even a week has gone by and already second episode. That's right. Here at the Palmer Station, we deliver. And you take it nicely. But anyway. Alright, so we got a few topics to talk about here today. The Hyrule Historia. You want to just get right into that now?
I will get right into it.
Okay, so mainly Tony's going to be discussing this because he's the one who purchased the book, the actual physical book. There's like scans and stuff I'm sure you can find online of it and everything. Mm-hmm. But of course, like me, himself, we both enjoy having our own physical copies of things like this.
Absolutely.
And so, let's start talking about it.
So it begins. Alright, so I'm just going to begin with a little precursor that I thought this was going to be like a little like handbook thing, like maybe like 200 some odd pages, but certainly not the mammoth like coffee table sized textbook that we got here. Like this thing is huge. It's got the embossed, a semi-embossed like Zelda. It's gold with all these crazy. I think this is the sages. It might be their symbols. I'm not too sure, but either way, it looks really nice. It's a massive green textbook. It smells delicious. It's a really, really good quality. Some people were crying on Amazon that pages were falling out, but
pages are falling out.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. But even when you open to the first page, you got a message from Miyamoto, and he's explaining the whole beginning of Zelda and how they named Link because he links worlds together. So it's like, okay, I get it, you know. Link, like real life with the game.
And didn't he say something about where Zelda came from as well?
Yeah, that was who Fitzgerald's wife. Yeah.
Oh, who was that? F. Scott Fitzgerald? Or?
Yeah, who did Great Gatsby, right?
I think so, right?
Yeah, because
yeah.
In the quote, he's like, "Hey, isn't there that famous American author's wife, Zelda? Sure, let's use that." and then Link's and Zelda's assistant Impa became from the word impart, to like impart knowledge onto people. Okay. Full of all these cute little snippets.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Historia opens up with a massive 66-page Skyward Sword chronology, which is the beginning of the Zelda timeline. There's like creation of land and sky, but it's beautiful. I mean, each page there's a different character, a different location. It's got Miyamoto's notes, which are excellently translated into English using the same font style, like the scribble that he was using. It goes over all the different kind of forms that they had for character ideas. I mean, they even had some of Miyamoto's notes where they're like, I want this hairpiece to be rounded, or should we use this fold here? So it's like, holy crap.
Highly detailed. The man knows what he wants.
And it's cool because they also have like game elements that they wanted to put in, but they never could. But they're like, we'll put it in the book. So, yeah, Skyward Sword is just. I mean, I never even got to play it. I think mainly because I didn't like how it was all motion. I heard it was pretty good with the motion, but
I heard differently.
Oh really?
I heard it was kind of bad, actually. Just because of how the Wii Motion Plus is like so precise and stuff. Like it so accurately matches like how you're holding the Wiimote and stuff. If you're just sitting there running around as Link, like with the Wiimote up, like his arm will just be up with the sword running around and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean that's what I heard. I haven't actually played it myself either, but
yeah, 'cause I know looking at the what's it called, the Wii U mini games. I remember for Game Grumps, JonTron was freaking out how accurate it was. Like, look at this, you twist your wrist and everything gets twisted.
Oh yeah, he said it was better than Skyward Sword.
Yeah, because I think for Skyward Sword they had a limited amount of animations, but for those mini games it was like a free range of whatever you want.
Yeah. Yeah, those games are... Was it Nintendo Land or whatever?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. But anyway, back to the book.
Oh, yeah, it's ridiculous. Each page is full color, full detail, massive amount of pictures on each page, and for that 66 pages you get all Skyward Sword history. And I know some people probably don't know the whole timeline, but should we even talk about it, or just be like, alright, this is the timeline and that's it?
I don't think we need to like go in depth with the timeline, but I think like for anybody who still hasn't seen it or heard about it yet, maybe we should just like say what it is. Maybe, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. So the chronology of all the Zelda games is like around 70 pages, so it's ridiculous. And I like how they use like a pseudo parchment color, like you're reading some old document. But it began with Skyward Sword, which was like the creation of land and sky, and then it moves on to like the end of chaos, the era of chaos, the era of prosperity, and then we get the Minish Cap, and then after that it was the Four Swords, which was on the GameCube, right?
Wait, which one? Because there's two. There's Four Swords Adventures on the GameCube, and then Four Swords on the Link to the Past Game Boy Advance.
Oh yeah, this is the Game Boy Advance one.
Oh, okay.
And then after that is Ocarina of Time, which then itself splits into 3 timelines. Yeah, 3. Yeah.
Yeah, 3. Mm-hmm. The what's the first one? When he beats Ganondorf?
Yeah, Ganondorf is sealed.
Yeah, he beats Ganondorf. He's sealed away. The second one is Link fails. Ganondorf prevails. Mm-hmm. And then the third one. What was the third one? Yeah, the third one is when Zelda sends him back as a kid.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right.
And so the first one with Ganondorf being sealed, the next game after that is Wind Waker, and then Phantom Hourglass, and then it ends with Spirit Tracks, and those are all DS games, right?
Spirit Tracks is... What was the other one?
Wind Waker... Oh no, Wind Waker was GameCube.
Yeah, Wind Waker's GameCube. Yeah. Spirit Tracks is DS.
And Phantom Hourglass, right?
And Phantom Hourglass DS, mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then for Zelda sending Link back as a child, after that is Majora's Mask, and then Ganondorf is executed, and then it's Twilight Princess, and then it ends with Four Swords Adventures on the GameCube, which is the reincarnation of Ganondorf and the resurrection of Vati.
Yep.
And then the last one, when Link fails, which was pretty awesome. I don't know why it gets so much drama, but
yeah.
That first game is A Link to the Past, which excellent. And after that is Oracle of Ages and Seasons, and then after that is Link's Awakening, and then The Legend of Zelda, which was on the NES, right?
Yeah, first
and
one.
And then The Adventure of Link, and the resurrection of Ganon is prevented.
Hooray!
And this is great because everyone pretty much had this figured out before it came out, but
They didn't.
Yeah. It's great to have an actual, this is how the games are made, so it'll be really interesting to see how they implement future Zelda titles.
Yeah, how they try to work it in and whatever. It's funny actually because I just realized this. The way that's all been put together, mm-hmm. obviously when Miyamoto was first making the first couple games or whatever, Zelda 1 and 2, and then Link to the Past, third one. I guarantee you, he wasn't trying to connect anything or thought about any of that in his head or anything like that. It reminds me, it parallels pretty well with Hideo Kojima
Yeah, with Metal Gear, because wasn't he thinking like, oh, I'm just gonna make one?
Yeah. He just made the first Metal Gear, just a sneak and shoot, hide and seek game and whatever, fighting some guys, and it's just like, oh yeah, you're a military foxhound member, Solid Snake. You just got to take these guys out. Okay, cool, and that was it. And then some guy inspired him to make a sequel, and he's like, okay, I'll keep making these games. And then like he was not thinking at the time like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make like I don't know, 3 more games and then a 4th one down the line, and that's gonna connect directly with the first game I made, and it's like he didn't have all that planned out, and neither did Miyamoto for the Zelda thing. But that's interesting to parallel because Hideo Kojima, like his main influence, like his role model has always been Miyamoto. So that's kind of interesting how they kind of both went down the same path with one of their own game series.
They're both beasts.
Yeah. But you want to continue with the book? Anything else you want to talk about?
I also want to mention just how ridiculous Zelda has become, that you could freaking form a religion out of this, because they got multiple alphabets, they got the whole like history. I mean, it's just
that's right. Yeah.
It's just insane how much depth there is to this. I mean, there's more quality to this than you get in average books nowadays. And for the chronology, it goes over each game, it explains how it's relevant. I mean, it really is just absolutely fantastic. I mean, words absolutely do not do this book enough justice, because it's so riddled in detail that it's like you can't stop reading. Because I mean, that's true. After we finished that one Skype call, after I got this, I sat and I read the entire book till about 2 in the morning.
Nice.
So I couldn't stop. And I know some people are like, "Oh, you read like 300 pages that fast?" It's like, well, yeah, but not. Some pages are just like a couple pictures with some words. They're not like straight top to bottom words with no pictures. I mean, these are
exactly. Color. You're not reading Moby Dick or something.
And then it's great because then from page from right when the chronology ends till 232, so about another 100 pages is all of the history of Link, Zelda, and all the dungeons and concept pictures they had, and it's just fantastic. It goes through all the iterations that Link has had, going from a little 1 pixel to extremely detailed.
Yep.
And then at the end they have a really nice Skyward Sword manga that is in half color, and then they go to the regular. But
oh yeah, that's done by who are they called? Himikawa, right?
Let's see here. I know it has on the front.
That's it, isn't it?
Yeah, like Akira Himikawa.
Akira Himikawa. Yeah. That's cool because was that made like just for this book?
Yeah, I think that's what it said. It said like, oh, bonus manga here.
Yeah, that's pretty cool because they were actually they were actually the authors of like the entire Zelda manga series.
Oh, like the one that you got from Majora's Mask?
Yeah, the one I got. Like all the ones they did. They did like Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time, I think Oracle of Seasons and Ages, or just Seasons. I don't know. 4 Swords, Link to the Past, Minish Cap. No, not Minish Cap. Spirit Tracks or something. They did a bunch, and they're pretty good. So that's pretty cool. You get the bonus. They just made that for the book.
And it's great too because this book retails at $35 American US dollars, but got on Amazon for $24. So the day this thing came out,
good deal.
Yeah, the book is absolutely fantastic, and if you have any sort of appreciation towards Zelda, you absolutely need to pick this up.
Yeah, this book. You could probably describe this book as a love letter to the Zelda fans.
And as the top review on Amazon says, the Bible for Zelda. Which it really is.
The Bible of Hyrule.
Oh, it is fantastic. When I bring it home, it'll definitely be kept next to The Hobbit, where there's dust free and whatnot.
Yes. So that's it for the book?
Yeah, that's all. I mean, it's you pretty much have to experience it yourself.
It's not an event.
It is. It is an event.
It's the event of 2013.
It freaking is, man. I remember when we saw this release date, we're like, get out of here.
Yeah.
I'm like, break needs to end now. I need to go back to school and get this book. Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me, actually, it's kind of slightly off topic, still involving Zelda.
Mm.
But earlier today, I was like, for the longest time, my Link's Awakening copy has been, like, broken. You can't play it at all.
That's the Game Boy, right?
Yeah, on the Game Boy. I remember... Last I remember me trying to play it, I put it in my Game Boy, flicked it on, and nothing would happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Game Boy thing would boot on, like, doo-doo, but then, like, the game wouldn't play.
Mm-hmm.
So then this time I was like, I'm just gonna pop this in my Game Boy Pocket. Let me see what happens. I blew the cartridge, obviously, stuck it in, then turned it on, Game Boy, ba-doo, and then all of a sudden, the intro starts playing. I'm like, wait a minute, I don't remember it ever doing this before. The intro starts playing, gets the title screen. I'm like, oh sweet, hit start. Oh, then it doesn't play.
Oh.
So it still doesn't work, but
What do you
whatever.
think, dead battery?
No, because the battery doesn't have anything to do with the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the batteries in old video game cartridges only have to do with save data. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's the same kind of concept with like an alarm clock. Like, you know how like alarm clocks, like sometimes like they'll have like, oh, stick a battery in here so the time will stay on when the
power goes out.
The power goes out, yeah, or whatever.
So
it's
like,
the same kind of thing.
So if your battery ran out, but you didn't turn on the Game Boy to play the game, and you replaced it, would you still have the save, or would it be gone?
Wait, if I did what? I wasn't listening.
Great. The only thing you have to do on this freaking thing. Like, say the battery runs dry on your Game Boy Color game, so Oracle of Seasons, it's gone. Battery's dead. But you don't turn on the Game Boy to play the game. You replace the battery and then you play it. Is your save data gone?
Yeah, it's gone.
Oh, son of a...
because it has nothing to do with being in your Game Boy or anything. It's completely autonomous.
Oh, so like it saves like to the battery almost?
No. What it does is it temporarily saves to the code that the game is made of in its memory, where the game's ROM is and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like your save data is kind of like a temporary altercation of the coding.
Okay.
Yeah, but except the battery itself keeps that going. As soon as the battery is gone, it doesn't support holding that data anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. That's just the way it works.
Well, at least I'll still keep my cartridges, so...
Yeah, it's true. Though, if you don't... never mind.
What?
I was going to say, there are ways to dump your stuff to your computer, and you could probably put it on the cartridge, maybe? I don't know, I haven't looked much into that.
Or just get some ridiculous batteries that last like 20 years.
Well, that's pretty much what they put in. Because most of my Game Boy games that you save and Super Nintendo cartridges and everything, those batteries still work.
Yeah. For some reason my red and silver shit to bed, but what else?
You got the unlucky ones.
Anywho, that's...
Yeah, we've been blabbering enough about Game Boy batteries and whatever.
That was your goal, to get off topic, right? Eventually.
We're not supposed to say that, though.
Oh, whatever.
Well, hey, it naturally happened. I'm happy about that, so... Alright, well, when we come back, we're going to be talking about our remaining topics, and, so we'll see you there. Alright, we're back, and we're going to be talking about remaining topics, as I said. Let's see. What's the first thing we want to talk about? You want to talk about Resident Evil?
Oh, yes, let's do it.
Alright. Some recent news came out. There was an IGN article we found. Basically, some of you may have seen already, probably. But basically what it is, it's Capcom, or somebody from Capcom, Kawata? Is it his name?
Mm.
I forget what his role is in the company, though.
Well, isn't he, what is he, the producer, director?
He's something. I should have done research on him. Oh, here we go. He's a producer.
Okay.
Yeah. Kawata. A longtime producer on the iconic survival horror series. But anyway, yeah. There was an interview with him talking about Resident Evil, the series as a whole, and how basically he was quoted as saying that they were listening to fan feedback, especially after the release of Resident Evil 6, which was received a lot of backlash for what the game is itself, which is a hunk of shit. But that's neither here nor there. But basically, and if you haven't played Resident Evil 6, at least give it a try. Maybe rent it through GameFly or something. Check it out. Go to a friend's house. I don't know. But you gotta see this for yourself, just to experience the sheer how far removed this game is from what the series is, what it was and should be.
And my only experience with Resident Evil was occasional gameplay of Resident Evil 4 and playing 5, and I'm like, man, what is going on in 6? You're flying jet fighters and you're all this karate chop and freaking Dead or Alive level stuff. Excuse me?
Yeah, it's really funny too, because a few weeks ago when I tried playing Resident Evil 6 again through various chapters and different characters and whatnot, and it made me realize just how much better Resident Evil 5 is compared to this game. And before 6 came out, I hated 5. I thought it was terrible. That was setting sail on the way to to shipping off. Like, now we're done with horror, surviving. You're just shooting, you're destroying, you're Chris Roydfield tearing up. But but I mean, oh man, but after Resident Evil 6, I so greatly appreciate Resident Evil 5 now on a whole new level.
And after you replayed 5 without the retarded Sheva.
Oh yeah. That's right. Resident Evil 5 becomes so much more beautiful when you do co-op with a competent friend.
Oh, and Sheva is just... Her and ammo do not compute.
Yeah, it's like, I need ammo. There you go. I need ammo. Excuse me? You just shot all your Magnum rounds when you had some handgun. It's the last time I'm giving you anything.
Incompatible with life.
Yeah.
God.
So, I mean, all that is the basis for why Capcom is listening to the fans finally about the series and are taking feedback seriously. Because, I mean, in all honesty, obviously, I mean, your sales are coming from these people. You can please them to some extent. And apparently, he talked about like they've had several learning experiences, such as the releasing Resident Evil 6 and what not to do next, and also outsourcing, like Operation Raccoon City with an American developer.
Oof.
That same kind of story there. I mean, we're dealing with less than subpar quality game here. Raccoon City. Oh God.
Ironic how that developer went bankrupt a couple months later. Well, actually, Sony closed the studio because they were the people who made the SOCOM games, Zipper Interactive. And Sony's like, bye.
But I mean, come on. If you haven't played Operation Raccoon City either, even this one, I don't even recommend trying at all. but
I still got to give it a try.
oh man, there's this one level when you're actually in the city, and it's impossible. So, man, you've got hunters jumping everywhere, which is ridiculous. There's like 20 hunters in like one thing. Like, you never come across that in the games where there are hunters. Like, at most, maybe 2 in a room, or 3, maybe even, the max. But like 20 in the street, man, those things can one-hit kill you. They're running around decapitating your teammates. You're like, great, everybody's dead. I'm by myself. Good luck reviving anyone. They're just gonna kill you. There's 20 of them. And then guess what? Immediately after that, you're fighting 3 tyrants at the same time. Like, excuse me? Everyone's dead. I can't kill anything.
I'm gonna have to watch that review just to laugh, because the review was so great for that game.
It's so bad. But yeah, so, like I said, Kawada was talking about this, again, how they're listening to feedback and they're taking it into context and consideration in the future for their future titles, and he made an important statement saying that they are going to try their hardest to try and bring the series back to its roots, is what they think they should do.
Mm-hmm.
Which I highly agree with. I've always been a huge fan of the Resident Evil series. It's one of my favorites of all time, and over the years, it's just been painful to watch. Just this slow degeneration into mediocrity. It's and just removing itself further and further from what it was. I mean, Resident Evil 4 was kind of the catalyst in that. It changed the series in a big way, like kind of turning it into over-the-shoulder shooter mainly. But it still had some horror elements, which was nice about it. It was revolutionary at the time for the series, the new style of gameplay. It was good. I think Resident Evil 4 was fantastic as a game. As a Resident Evil game, maybe not so much. Now, again, don't get me wrong. I think it's a fantastic game. It's great. But as a survival horror Resident Evil title, it's okay. 5, like I said, was getting even further. It was just like 4, but except we're in the daytime, Africa. We got straight roids injected into our arms. Every kind of weapon on the planet. We're invincible. We're fighting everything. Uroboroids, get out.
Wesker with his Nero garbage.
Yeah. Punching a boulder in a volcano. Yeah. But and then 6. Oh god, even worse. That was the last step there, crossing the line. So that's why he was talking about how they're working on the Resident Evil Revelations Unveiled Edition, which is a remastering in HD. They're redoing graphics, the gameplay, the sound, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Something like that. Reworking levels and stuff, adding missions, adding different play modes and things like that, and porting it to consoles. And what's great too is actually going to be on a disc release, not just for America, PSN download or anything like that, which is fantastic. And so that's great, because Resident Evil Revelations for them was actually a huge step in the right direction, like a modern Resident Evil game that's getting it right. I mean, they're still using the same type of control scheme and format of like 4 and 5, like the over-the-shoulder third-person kind of thing, which I like. I do like that interface a lot. I'm I'm not saying that like, oh yeah, definitely they need to go way back to their original roots. We need tank controls, fixed camera angles, and all that good stuff. No, I'm not saying that. But like I said, Revelations was definitely a huge step in the right direction, and they've noticed that from the fan feedback, which is why they're doing the Unveiled Edition. And
they got to get some money back.
Yeah, that's right. And then taking the feedback and running with it to hopefully make some some great sequels. He also mentioned something about. Didn't he mention something about even like a possible reboot or something like that?
Yeah, about like the really older ones too.
Now, yeah, when I heard that, I don't know how I felt about a reboot per se. I mean, I think instead they should take like. I mean, I think Resident Evil Remake did a fantastic job of redoing the very first game. I think that was perfect. They still maintained the same type of gameplay, the same everything. They just updated the graphics immensely. The gameplay itself, they augmented puzzles and some bits of story. They added some cool things. It turned out to be a fantastic game, but they still had tank controls, fixed camera angles, and it was amazing. So, I can't see how it could be hard to go back to your roots if you made something like that.
Yeah, really.
But also, we should also mention, because related to this, a while back, I think like a couple months ago or something like that, how they said how they would consider doing a remake of Resident Evil 2 as well if fans supported it, like if they wanted it.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, that's another thing kind of related. I think they should do that totally. Like if they're going to make it as good as Resident Evil Remake.
Yeah.
Definitely. Same thing with 3. Toss that in there. If I don't get a remake of 3, I'm going to be pissed. I gotta play running around Raccoon City, Jill Valentine, getting chased by Nemesis in glorious 1080p on a modern gaming console. That'd be amazing.
And I think their excuse, I guess, for the debacle of like, or we're gonna say like 5 up to 6. I guess you could exclude 5, but like, oh, we had to appeal to the Western audience. It's like, but your Western audience was appealed with the horror aspect that you had. It's like, I guess it was really Capcom just turning back into the cash cow that they like to be, because they see the Call of Duties and the Battlefields and the Michael Bay Transformers, and they're like, oh, that's popular, so we might as well add that into our game. I mean, the hardcore people will never notice. It's like, excuse me?
Yeah.
And I think that's the mistake that people are making with Rising, that they're like, this isn't a Metal Gear game. It's like, oh yeah, it's Rising, that's why. It doesn't say Metal Gear Solid Rising. It doesn't make any sense. It's just Metal Gear Rising. That's it.
Yeah, it does though, doesn't it?
Really? I thought it was just Metal Gear.
No, I thought at first it was, but then they changed it.
Yeah.
Didn't they? Didn't they change it to Metal Gear Solid Rising or something? Or,
yeah,
I could be wrong. I thought they did.
Yeah, now it's just Rising Revengeance.
Oh,
like Metal
okay.
Gear. And people were just like, oh, that's not Snake. And it's like, well, yeah, of course not. It's a whole different game. I mean, even Hideo...
whole different team.
Even Hideo said that. They're like, well, we really liked MGS2 and we gave Raiden the sword, and people were like, oh, we want to see more of this. Okay. Some people were asking for it, so they're like, okay, we're going to give it a team, and they're going to make it. And it's like, if you don't want to play it, then don't get all mad, but it's like, at least they're not doing some crazy, like, at least what we saw from the Phantom Pain wasn't some freaking Michael Bay garbage. Like, that looks like intense. I mean, sure, you can only assume from what you see, but come on. I mean, that
we'll have a whole other show based on MGS5, I'm sure.
But yeah, I think people need to reevaluate their criticisms between Metal Gear and Resident Evil, because I think Konami knows what they're doing. I think Capcom needs to wake up.
Yeah. Capcom needs a nice little guiding hand, I think.
Yeah. The invisible hand of economics is guiding them back to their roots.
Like, wait, we're losing money. Quick, staff meeting. Why? Well, according to fan feedback, we've been making shit.
And no one really likes the Neo Dante skin that we have.
The Neo Dante skin.
Like, come on. Boy. Why would they even make that? That doesn't make any sense.
I'm telling you, the Neo Dante skin looking like flock of seagulls. That hair, that outfit. Oh.
Like, I like the outfit he has in the reboot, but I mean, obviously I'll be using the classic Dante, but what is that Neo Dante crap?
Oh, man.
It's some, like, really sad Justin Bieber emo fan. Yeah.
Is worse than Nero in Devil May Cry 4.
God. Yeah, that's Capcom. I mean, you have a whole other freaking podcast about Capcom and their
Crapcom
and their derps.
Yes.
Still got to get X Troopers.
Oh yeah, X Troopers, fantastic game. Turn into a snowman. Man, those people. All right, real quick. For anybody who doesn't know, X Troopers is a Japanese game for the time being made by Capcom. I don't know if they're going to localize it or not, but Oh wait, didn't they say they were?
They said if the demand was high enough.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, people demand it. This game is incredible.
Yeah,
because basically what it is, it's pretty much Lost Planet, but except highly manga anime stylized, and these characters are so happy about everything. It's hilarious just listening to these people talk to each other. And you're fighting these guys, these soldier people in like pink uniforms or something?
Yeah, they look like pink Killzone people.
Yeah, and they're shooting you with these rays and bullets and whatever to turn you into a snowman sometimes.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It's like, and the music is so happy-go-lucky. It's like that Japanese song in MGS4. I mean, that literally is what the soundtrack is. It's hysterical. Like, you can't...
Yeah, but it's hilarious just listening to these characters talk to each other when they're fighting, too, because they sound so ridiculously happy about everything.
They're so excited. They're like, oh, we just killed more people. I mean, granted, it was an all-Japanese demo, so I had no idea what the hell was going on, but... Everyone was so excited. I'm like, what are you all excited about?
Yeah, it was so much so to the point where I thought somebody was going to like brutally get murdered in a second, and then it just turned very solemn. But
God.
But yeah, so check that out. All right.
Okay.
I think that's it for the Resident Evil / Capcom / Konami / unlocalized game talk. Next is what? What's next here? Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about some more things we're gonna complain about. Man, this is a pretty negative episode, huh?
Yeah, we started off nicely and then we just got horrible.
Well, yeah, I mean, like a huge positive segment needs to be met with like 2 other completely negative segments.
This is after Story of Kalan right now.
Well, the Resident Evil wasn't completely negative, because it positive at first, they're like, oh yeah, we're going back to roots, changing shit up, making it good, but
so that was
we're just complaining about other things. Alright, but next we're going to talk about Dead Space 3, and what's wrong with that.
and what's wrong with EA in general.
Alright, so, you want to start?
So, Dead Space 3 kind of started us off on a bad note. People really, really liked the whole tight corridor shooter we had for Dead Space 1, and for good segments of Dead Space 2. I played some of them on the PC, and I was like, this is kind of creepy, but so they started off on a good note when they're like, okay, no more competitive multiplayer. Oh, thank God! It was horrible in Dead Space 2. It was terrible. I mean, being that little baby with claw arms, you died when somebody looked at you, and it was useless. It was a shameless Left 4 Dead ripoff, and it did not work. But okay, but we're gonna add competitive. We're gonna have co-op. Huh? Co-op? Like, I'm not sure what your thoughts are for it, but when I heard like Resident Evil had co-op, I'm like, oh, that seems like it makes sense. Like,
no. I mean, like, my first reaction with, again, like, before I greatly appreciated Resident Evil 5 after 6, when I heard about, like, first off, when I heard that the whole time you're going to have a partner the whole time, Sheva, and people could also play co-op with that multiplayer, I instantly was like, that is freaking terrible. Because Resident Evil always has been, for me, about solo, I'm on my own, alone, out here by myself, I gotta fend for my own life. That's just how it's always been, again, the whole survival horror element. Like, if you're alone, it's scary. If you're alone, you gotta survive on your own. It's like, you're not getting help from anybody, you don't have a buddy.
So it's kind of like if they added co-op to Zelda?
Yeah, to me, it just doesn't make sense. So, I mean, that's how I felt about Resident Evil 5. I thought that was pretty retarded, but, Also, same exact thing goes for Dead Space for me personally.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't make sense. It's like you're trying to make a scary game, and you're like, well, want to play with your friend too? Like well, I'm not as scared anymore. I'm kind of with my buddy. It's like,
And like when I was playing the demo, it was. I don't know, it's like, it was bad and good with the open world. Okay, yeah, this is like kind of like an open mountainside, but they kind of, they gave it the feel of claustrophobia because they gave you a massive blizzard, and Isaac can't see for shit. You can't see 5 feet ahead of you, and he's got his arm up, and you can only walk with like a pistol. So like, okay, this is making the open world seem claustrophobic, but then it got ridiculous when like all the snow was cleared, and you're just in front of this big mining facility, and then this big spider boss comes out. I'm like, what? It's like, I'm not really scared now. I just need to just hit him with stasis, make him go slowly, and just shoot him with my incredibly overpowered gun. Because now, for some ridiculous reason, which is another segment into hatred for this game, they have weapon building now. So if you gather these parts, mind you, you can also buy these parts for real money, called microtransactions. So you're like, I want these scavenger pieces, but I didn't find enough. Why don't you buy them for $1 a piece in the store? Sure, no problem. And I know that people will counter-argue saying, well, nobody's making you buy it. It's like, well, because it's there. Like, you want, like, it's like, and like, as much as I hate GameSpot, they made a really good point saying that, okay, now that they included microtransactions, should we be worried that they're going to make the game ridiculously hard, and they're going to make these pieces like, sure, EA can say until their grave that, oh, you can find everything in the game. Sure, you could find it in the game, but what if the rarity of said pieces
yeah, but
is
how
like,
hard is it to find?
Exactly. And like, say if you needed to make like some, I don't know, I didn't get into the mechanics of it, but if you need to make this crazy gun, you need so many pieces. You're like, well, it'll take me forever to find that. So, well, I just got to go buy it now with real money. I mean, I just paid $60, $63 with tax. I mean, and now I got to go spend $10 to buy like 1,000 like metal rare pieces. Like, it's like, that is just garbage. And even so, I felt really overpowered in the demo because I had this ridiculous gun that had like a 10-shot spread and just obliterated people. I'm like, this is kind of ridiculous. I'm like, even if it's just a representation of like what you can do, it's just. And then what made me get even more pissed off is that when you're playing, there's people who are trying to kill you. So it's like it turns into a third-person shooter. I mean, it already is a third-person shooter, but it turns into a shooter while you're shooting people who are shooting at you. I'm like, excuse me. Dead Space never had people shooting at you.
Yeah, there's just like hardly anybody around.
I'm like,
and even if there were, they just probably got killed as soon as you see them.
Yeah, it's just like, it's Dead Space 3. I mean, they're really just ruining something that was so great, and to even drop the ball even more. I hate Day 1 DLC. I think it's garbage. And this includes like the pre-order garbage, like, oh, if you pre-order at GameStop, you get this. If you pre-order at Amazon, you get this. Like, no, I want to fucking get what I get when I get the game. I don't want to have to do something special. And with Dead Space 3, they're going to have over 11 DLCs that will be available. I think they're already available now. You can go to the PS Store or the Xbox Marketplace or the Steam Store, and they're $5 a piece. They come from scavenger bots to new armor for Isaac, so you can already overpower yourself to some freaking, what are they, necromorph, like killing machine. I'm like, it's absolutely ridiculous. And EA is taking their iPhone and their iPod mobile transaction market and they're putting it into their games, and it's disgusting.
Yeah, it's That's the other thing when you're talking about earlier about the different guns you're using and like how like overpowered they are and the availability of it. That's another mark of a taking a good survival horror series and making it unscary and not as cool anymore when you have readily available massive weapons that can do infinite damage with max ammo readily available.
I was like, oh, you run out of ammo? Just go buy some more with real money. There you go.
Yeah, really. I mean, again, we have to keep going back to Resident Evil. But like, yeah, I mean, the first games in the series, 1, 2, 3, I mean, even 4, I guess, to a degree. Like, you couldn't just, like, get weapons, like, immediately. You couldn't find, like, a whole crap load of ammo like that, It's, especially in 1, it's like 1, 2, 3, the first PlayStation ones. It's like, man, you're having a hard as hell time finding some ammo for that. And the next time you find a new gun is like, well, it's in about 45 minutes, an hour, maybe? I don't know. It's like, it's that's the thing. It's like, it just takes a lot out of the game.
It's just mind-numbing, because it's not even a challenge anymore.
Yeah, right. It makes it too easy. It makes it... I mean, well, some people will get enjoyment out of it, but it doesn't make it as fun. Yeah. It doesn't make it as cool. It doesn't make it scary. It's like, man, I can take on anything. Let me whip out this rocket launcher and destroy everything.
Let me get this massive armor.
Yeah, I mean, I know Resident Evil had that as well, but it's like, I mean, come on, like you'd get the rocket launcher at the end of the game, final boss, Resident Evil 3, the only time you could get a Magnum is if you open this one certain door and like take the hard way instead of killing a bunch of zombies in one option choice or whatever. So it's like, even then, you could get some crazy powerful weapons sometimes, but, I mean, it wasn't readily available. You had to do some stuff to go get it, and ammo was completely scarce. I mean, I don't even think there's any Magnum ammo pickups in Resident Evil 3. You just start off with the gun, 6 rounds, there you go. If you want some more, you gotta make some with some special gunpowder you gotta find.
I mean, it's a sad sign, but it makes you really appreciate the games that are, like, truly challenging. Like, after I was playing XCOM, I was playing on Classic, which is, like, the second hardest difficulty for pure XCOM veterans only, which I never even knew the game existed till a couple months ago, but I'm like, I'm getting destroyed! But it was great. Like, I was having fun getting destroyed. I was kind of like, ah, damn! Like, oof, I'm done. But it's kind of like, I want to do that again, but I obviously had to restart on normal, because there's no way I could get through. I had no idea what to do, but like that, Demon Souls, like Dark Souls, it's like, I still need to get Dark Souls, but it's like, these games are really hard, but it's like, it's like these games that are coming out now are just turning into some mind-numbing garbage that you spend $63 on, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I know people will be like, well, you don't have to buy any of the DLC. Well, of course not, but it's going to be sitting there, and it'll be in your face, and I guarantee EA will put all these notifications like, hey, are you struggling here? It could be much easier if you bought this $5 armor pack. It's like, people need to understand incentives. Like, if it's going to make the game, quote, more enjoyable, then people are going to buy it. I mean, it's not that they're forcing you to buy it. It's just it's subliminal. They're like, you're going to want to buy it eventually.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even that. Like, for me, for me personally, just the fact that something like that exists, and that's what the situation is that the company set up, it's like, it's just the principle of the thing. It's like, that shouldn't be the way it is.
That's a good point, because, I mean, that brings a really good point, because if it didn't exist, if they have it, why is it there? It's not there for pointless reason. Because if you can get all those resources, no problem, easy peasy, end of the game, you got all the weapons, then what's the point? No, it's definitely got to be there, because it's going to be absolutely ridiculous to upgrade your weapons or your armor, or some parts are going to be absolutely cheap as hell, and that even those crazy Asians couldn't beat it with the weapons they were given. That was a good point. I mean, why is it there? It's not there for no reason. It's there because things are going to get cheap.
Right, yeah. Terrible. And,
I know no one probably really gives a shit, but I'm just attached to EA. The Medal of Honor Warfighter, which I was really looking forward to, because this is going to sound confusing, but as horrible as Medal of Honor 2010 was, it was amazing. Like, it was so broken of a game that it was amazing. It was so entertaining, because when you're playing online, the draw distance is maybe 5 feet. The people you're trying to snipe, they look like pastel brown. I mean, the game was so glitchy. I mean, a grenade would blow up in your face and nothing would happen. You'd get shot, you'd see blood fly everywhere and nothing would happen. But the game was just great, because the one aspect, which is the very last, we're going to say kill streak. It's really a score chain, but whatever. You got this massive cruise missile, and you blow up all the Taliban, and it's fantastic. But yeah, as broken as that game was, it was great. And we're like, oh, I can't wait for the next one. I mean, Danger Close, who made the single player for Medal of Honor 2010, but not the multiplayer. Like, oh, great, they're going to make it all on their own. And it comes out, and it's absolute fecal matter. I'm like, oh my god. They did it horribly, and it aggregated below 50%. And then EA is like, goodbye, Medal of Honor. Like, one of the games that was coming out before, I believe that Medal of Honor was coming out before Call of Duty. And, they're gone. No more Medal of Honor. and they're like, okay, so we're taking it out of their cycle. So what is their new cycle of shooters going to be? Crisis, Battlefield, and Dead Space? What are they going to turn that into? A freaking multiplayer? I don't know.
Oh, great.
So,
I mean, as it is with that one stupid 30-second promo thing I saw the other day, with Isaac on the mountain, the snowfield, just standing there looking over the valley or whatever, and then he puts on his helmet with the music playing. That just horribly reminded me of Halo. I hope that's really not what it's turning into.
And it's
because that's what it seems like.
And it's really disappointing because I played some Dead Space 1 and it was amazing. It scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, Dead Space 1 is fantastic.
I got 0 ammo and I'm getting chased by all these guys. I'm getting destroyed. This is amazing. And you're playing this and you're like, can I get this over with now?
Yeah, I mean, Dead Space 1 and 2 did survival horror fantastically, way better than Resident Evil was doing at the
time. they copied something that used to be good, and then
yeah, they're basically doing what Capcom should have been doing.
And then I'm not sure how many people will care, but Visceral Games, who was making Dead Space 3, who I really, really appreciate as a developer. I thought Dante's Inferno was fantastic. That's a whole other story, but for the PC version, they're like, it's going to be the exact same, and everyone's like, what? And I know the elitists who are like, oh, I got my 2400 by 3000 resolution, and I got my 16x anti-aliasing. Okay, it's beautiful, but Visceral was stressing the fact that it wasn't going to be any different at all. They're like, nope, it's going to be exactly the same. And it's like, what? So why is the game $60 then? I mean, and because normally PC games are $50, but Call of Duty and Dead Space and Assassin's Creed they're getting testy. They're like, we're going to charge you $60. And it's like, excuse me. And
sorry, those extra $10 are for the title.
And
you know what series you're buying.
I think I'm not really a huge PC gamer. I can't wait to be when I get a better desktop.
I aspire to be one. So.
I aspire to be one in the future, but it's he's like, it's already different because you can use a mouse and keyboard. It's like, excuse me? Something that should already be standard is a privilege now?
It's a privilege.
And I don't know, it's like, and it's just really, it's either EA. I think EA did something to Visceral because Visceral used to be really great. They had really good ideas. I think EA poisoned them.
They abused them.
I think they did. They put that money in their face and they bent over.
They bent over and they're like, yeah, it's good. I want some more.
Mm-hmm. Like, oh, microtransactions? Put them in. Okay. You
got it. Multiplayer? We'll do it. No. Alright, fine.
11 pieces of day one DLC that totaled the game's total price? You got it.
Special edition will come out with all the DLC, but then extra DLC that they'll also release later, priceless.
You buy it. Yeah, I'm really getting sick of that whole season pass garbage. I kind of liked it for Battlefield.
Oh, that's BS.
But I'm like, after I bought that, I'm like, I think I just scammed myself. 'Cause it was kind of like Kickstarter. It's like you're buying it in the hopes that they're going to release it. I mean, they pretty much will because millions of people bought it. Like they had a class action lawsuit coming. But it's like they could release the DLC and it could be absolute garbage. Like I could have, for that season pass for Battlefield, I could have bought for $50. I could have got it, and then the next DLC that comes out could be Barbie and Magic Land, and it's a 1x1 map, and nobody's got any room to breathe, and they just pocketed the $50 to make a 2-minute map. So it's like, I'm never doing that again. I'm waiting until stuff comes out. Like, that's why I stay away from Borderlands 2, because, like, oh, you get the season pass, but it doesn't include other DLC. It's like, what DLC does it include? It's like, there's just so much DLC that you just don't even know what to do anymore. You just gotta wait till the game of the year.
Hey, guess what?
What?
Hey, download a season pass? Can't wait to get all the future DLC. Oh, sorry, bankruptcy. There goes the company. There goes your DLC. Thanks for the season pass. We'll be taking our severance package.
And that's like Uncharted 3, because I was like, I really enjoying the single player. My this is a great game, and they had the, what was it called?
That's a good title.
I can't even remember it. It was like the Fortune Hunter pack. It was 25 bucks for like 6 packs of DLC, and that was pretty good because each one had like 4 maps. It was like 24 maps, and it included like a whole boatload of like multiplayer skins and stuff. I'm like, oh wow, and it came with like avatars and themes. Like, this is great. And they're like, oh, but this doesn't include the next round of DLC. I'm like, wait a minute, what? So when July rolled around and their last pack came out, when the next round of DLC came out, your little Fortune Hunter pack was useless. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me! I gotta buy more DLC? I thought I was set for life. And I'm like, great. Now there's gonna be packs of season passes you're gonna have to buy. Like, oh, you gotta buy season pass 1 and then season pass 2. I'm like, how many fucking season passes do I gotta buy?
All of them.
This is the DLC debacle, which is a whole other podcast, and I'm yapping my brain off. But yeah, that's
well, I think we topic dropped several things that could be an entire episode.
God. But yeah, that's. Thank you, EA, for making me hate everything about DLC.
Yeah. So, those are all the topics that we had for today. This was definitely a much more in-depth and involved episode than our pilot one, which is to be expected. You know.
Yeah.
We're getting used to our podcast format. We're getting more comfortable with talking this way and talking about certain topics and whatever. And so that's it for that. And finally, we're going to close with, again, our weekly standby segment that we will always close the show with, which is
the game reviews.
Game reviews, that's right. I wish we had like a cool name for it, but
yeah,
just game reviews.
Game reviews. Whatever.
Very mundane.
Fuck them.
So, you got your game?
You best.
Alright, well, start talking about it while I try and still figure out what mine is.
What? You didn't figure it out?
No, not yet. Just start talking. I'll get involved as well.
Alright, well, I didn't figure mine out yet, so I'm gonna make this up. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, so this is another current gen game. Why the hell am I doing this freaking puzzle garbage? Like, oh, you're gonna have to guess what it is, but whatever. I guess I'll do it. I don't really care because nobody here besides you. But
why are you doing that?
It's another current gen game. It's not a. Actually, it got pushed to a disc release. You still need to play it, and
oh, I know what this is already.
And this game is the beautiful game of Journey. Because
I did play it, but I didn't
Yeah.
I just played it at a friend's house.
Oh, it was just absolutely amazing. Like I know people are like, oh, I'm tired of this $15 standard for games. Like, shut up, okay? Amazing. Like the graphics are insane. The sand particles, the color, the 1080p glory. Austin Wintory is the man who did the score. Absolutely amazing. Amazing.
Oh, fucking beautiful soundtrack.
I mean, I really liked, I'm not going to say love, but I really liked Flo's soundtrack. It was good. It was better than the game. Flower's soundtrack was amazing, and Journey's is just beautiful. I think it even got nominated for what? Is it a Grammy, I think?
Did it?
I think so, yeah. I got nominated for one of those, because it's beautiful. It was absolutely, I mean, it may not be the right award, but it definitely got nominated for something seriously impressive, because that is some high class stuff. Like I remember I was going around with Richie over the summer and we'd blast that in the car at like 2 a.m. It's amazing. Yeah. Like it's so powerful that it just puts chills down your spine. It fits beautiful with the environment. I mean,
Oh yeah, there's certain segments in the game, like depending on what happens, the tracks themselves just fit so beautifully with the mood and what's going on. Like that one part in the game when you're like sliding down the mountain. Or
I was
whatever,
just
and
gonna say that.
Yeah, and there's the sunset and like you go through the cave, then you're opening up to the sunset, and then the music changes to that. It's like
It's in the game is just amazing. Like, granted, you could beat it in like two hours and tops.
Yeah, I mean,
but
they're fantastic at making like very simple concept games, but they're just like beautifully executed.
Like literally that game company, it's like that's what they're called. It's just, it was fantastic, and I really loved. I really liked how they did the randomized co-op partner, because I'm sure you get the random asshat here or there who just bounces around and just is annoying. But I played with some people here who I'm still friends with that, like, I played through the entire game and they're like, hey, I beat the game with you, because it says at the end like who you played with, and it's like, hey, I played the game with you and that was really great. And like, it's so cool because I'm not gonna like spoil parts, but when you have to work together with your person, I mean, you don't have to, but when you do, it's like, oh, it was so cool, and it really feels like there's a massive amount of camaraderie, and there's no voice chat. All you can do is just these like low or high pitch or long or short notes and just little short communication blurps, and it's really great. I mean, the world is massive. The environments are really great. It's just you can't. I mean, you just gotta play it. I mean, I remember I played it because I got to download off Richie, but I'm like, I'm still spending $15 to buy this. Like, I already beat it. I got all the trophies. That doesn't even matter. I mean, I was playing. I couldn't care if the game came with 0 trophies. You know? I just wanted to play this game because it looked absolutely. It's just amazing. I think it's still in the top 10 for PSN, and it's been out since March of last year. So
yeah, I still need to get. I really want to get the collection they released on disc.
Oh yeah, with Flow, Flower, and Journey.
Yeah, all those. Yeah.
And it's great because I don't know how many Xbox fanboys are out there, but they're like, oh, now that game company isn't exclusive to Sony, because like they wanted to branch off, and Sony's like, no problem. They're like, but you guys are never getting any of those games. So it was great. They're like, oh, I can't wait to play Journey in a couple of years, and they're like, no, you're never getting Journey. They're like, if you want to play it, you're buying a PS3, and they're like, nuh-uh. It's like, no. This is how it works. Like, well, how come PS3 got Mass Effect? It's like, because the license ran out, but...
There you go.
I mean, I'm trying to get off topic, but it's Journey is just... God, great. Absolutely amazing. It's for a $15 game, it blows these $63 games with their DLC out of the water. And anyone else who's played Journey to its extent will absolutely agree that it is a very emotional and amazing game.
Yes.
That is all I have to say about Journey.
Beautiful. Alright, and now we're coming to my game, which I have just figured out while Tony was talking about Journey.
Good.
Thankfully. I literally just figured it out 30 seconds ago. But good timing. I'm prepared. Somewhat.
You're fired.
Can't stop laughing about it, though.
Wait, was it a joke?
No, it's not a joke. No, I can't stop laughing at the fact of how unprepared I was. And how I just figured it out.
Man, I had my game that after we finished the last podcast.
Jeez. Anyway, but let's dive right into this. My game of the week is Saints Row the Third.
Yes.
Yes, Saints Row the Third, the full package edition, has easily become one of my favorite games of all time. Because, I mean, if you like any games that are free roaming, you know, huge area to move around in, fully customizable characters with many, many different things you can change on them. Yeah. Like everything you could think of on their face, hairstyle, infinite amount of outfits. It's ridiculous.
Their voices, too.
The voices, you can change voices, too. There's not that many voices to choose from,
yeah.
But there's great stuff. You can have a zombie voice. The whole time in the game, you're just like...
Or a chick with a dude voice.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. Fully customizable. It's fantastic. Oh. The game itself, it's got a story that's not really important. Basically, it's kind of like it's kind of like Grand Theft Auto, but you do not take it seriously at all.
Oh.
It's fucking hysterical, the funnest thing ever, and have certain ideas come from like a 7-year-old kid who likes fart and penis jokes, and you got a pretty great game coming.
While you beat down whores with your giant elastic dildo.
The penetrator. Fantastic. Man, you could run around naked in this game, slapping people with a flopping purple dildo. You can, there's a gun in the game that shoots like chum at people, and a shark comes out of the asphalt and eats them. Fantastic. You can. There's like a bazooka when you can like mind control enemies by shooting a squid that controls their mind onto them. It's incredible. It's hilarious. It's awesome.
You know, you can do like the whole story co-op. You can sandbox it, just blowing people up and putting cheats
do whatever
in.
you want. Oh yeah, loads of cheats too. Fantastic, hilarious stuff. Like awesome stuff too. Like you could, change the weather. You could change every NPC to be a zombie. You could change. You could change. Yeah, the physics. You could change, something about like anti-gravity or whatever. Vehicles too in the game. Oh, that's something else to talk about. There are so many vehicles in the game, like tons of different cars, aircrafts. And what's great too is you got like an HQ. Well, basically, let me just briefly touch on like the plot a bit. The basic premise is you're basically the boss of the Saints gang, and you're just trying to take over the city. Mm-hmm. You're basically beating down rival gangs, doing different missions, story missions, side missions. You're trying to take over the entire city against 3 different gangs, I think. Like the Luchadors, somebody else. I forget. I haven't played the game in a while. But they're all different. They got different weapons, different vehicles, and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. And so when you finally get your headquarters, any vehicle that you have, you bring back to any place that you own. Then you own that vehicle forever.
Damn.
And you'll be able to use it whenever you want.
So even if it gets blown up or whatever?
Yeah, even if it gets blown up, you can go back to the like any of the garages that you own, like throughout the entire city. Go in there, pick any of your vehicles that are like either like a motorcycle or a car, and you could drive it out. But if it's like something that flies, you have to either go back to your headquarters, or I think you could go to like a hangar or something. Oh, but it's great. It's a hilarious game if you like non-serious, immature humor. It's just hilarious to look at and to just play. It's great. It's an amazing experience, this game. That's pretty much all I have to say about it. It's a really, really fun game if you like to, do whatever you want, run around, not to be taken seriously, just have an awesome, fun time with it.
I think it's really unfortunate now that this THQ is no more. And,
yeah, that's right.
And
THQ made it, and they're gone.
And now Saints Row was purchased by Koch Media.
Koch Media Group, not Koch Games.
Yeah, and I really hope they keep those servers on, because when I get this game, I hope I'll be able to play with Ian still. Because if I get this and I can't play, I'll be having a hissy fit. But,
yeah, I'll be upset too. I was looking forward to playing co-op with them.
But yeah, I need to get this game soon, amongst others, like Final Fantasy. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, Saints Row is. I remember I was playing on the PC, and Ian heard all the nonsense going on with the swearing and the puns. He's like, "Man, I gotta get this."
Yeah.
And lo and behold, he did.
And it was fantastic. The humor in the game is hilarious. I love it. It's right in line with my sense of humor. It's awesomely fun as well.
Mm.
Oh, dude, the mini games and side missions, the freaking insurance fraud.
Oh my god.
So great, dude. If you're doing the insurance fraud mini game, it's like you're just running out in the street, getting hit by cars and ragdolling all over the place and scoring massive bics.
Just for getting yourself destroyed.
Yeah, it's great. Head-on traffic. You know what's fantastic too? When you initiate that those missions, the cars go way faster.
Oh yeah,
than they
the
normally
pedestrians go out of control.
You're just standing in the road and like, man, no cars are coming. Then you get sideswiped by something out of nowhere behind you, and then I got a ragdoll flop all over the place.
And then what's it called? The co-op like naked skydiving, where I gotta catch you in the back of my pickup truck while you're naked and on fire, flying from a airplane. I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
So.
glory of Saints Row.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. I specifically said Saints Row the Third, the full package edition, because the full package edition is everything on disc. Every DLC ever released for it is on the disc and ready to go. You can use for free. $50 worth of DLC right there on the game for about what is it? $40?
Yeah.
Yeah, $40 for the game plus the $50 worth of DLC that it had, all of it, on the disc for only 40 bics. That's it.
And that is
You get all this amazing stuff.
not asking a lot either.
Yeah, really. Definitely recommend it. Great game. So that's all I got to say about that. And that concludes our very
detailed and emotional podcast.
Very detailed, emotional, very content-rich episode.
And very opinionated too.
Yeah, really.
Disclaimer: all these opinions are completely subjective and are not, set in stone or whatever. At least for me, they are. But for
Warning: the views and comments expressed by the Palmerstation Podcast are not an accurate representation of the Palmerstation Podcast. Oh wait, they are. It's us.
they're not a representation of other freaking bullshit. EA and crap.
Yeah, whatever.
That's that.
Yep. So that's it for the show. I hope you enjoyed this episode. More to come next week, obviously. We don't have any previews for next week,
Sorry.
like we did with this, because last episode we knew what we were going to do. We knew we were going to talk about the Hyrule Historia and all that. But sadly, we don't have anything like that for next week.
Next week it'll be
But-
a surprise.
Oh, yeah. Even I don't know what it is yet.
Me neither.
Yeah, look, it'll be a surprise for everybody.
Beautiful.
Alright, so stay tuned for the following episodes of this next week, and
Thanks
hope
for
to see
joining
you there.
us.
Yes, join us. You won't regret it.
Or will you?
So, or will you? Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Depending on what you're listening to this on, you might develop brain cancer or something.
Because as you know, anything video game related gives us cancer.
Yeah, especially when we talk about it, diarrhea of the mouth
No.
over here.
Apologies.
No, I meant both of us.
All right,
Well.
peeps.
That wraps it up like a burrito. That was freaking lame, but that's it. That's closing the show, and I hope you enjoy this another outro. Good night.
Goodbye.